Every moment tonight, they led me to you. Every single time you look at me, I lose it too. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things happen naturally, like it used to be. I don't wanna go and waste another day. Mess it up again, lost in my way. I'll be the one to have the highest price to pay. If I make it home tonight, may I hold you one last time? Let me hold you one last time. What if it's too late for me now? What if you've gone to someone else, so we can never be the same? How can I make up for my sins? Now I'm lonely and it kills me. Can you hear me, babe? I'm lonely. I know you don't wanna talk, but just pick up the phone. We could go for a walk, talk about the things we know. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things happen naturally, like it used to be. I don't wanna go and waste another day. Mess it up again, lost in my way. I'll be the one to have the highest price to pay. If I make it home tonight.
What's up, people of the internet? Welcome to a day in the life with the iPhone 14 Pro. So basically what it's been like using the iPhone 14 Pro over the last couple of months, 6 to be precise. And today I'm currently heading to the gym. I'll be doing chest and shoulders, so get ready to see some big weights getting moved. See you there.
Now I'm lonely and it kills me. May I hold you one last time? Let me hold you one last time. What if it's too late for me now? What if you've gone to someone else, so we can never be the same? How can I make up for my sins? Now I'm lonely and it kills me. Can you hear me, babe? I'm lonely.
After a little over 6 months, I'd say Apple's design language on the iPhone 14 Pro continues to impress me. Encompassed in a stainless steel chassis, it looks so premium, but I'd go against using it without a case, and for a few good reasons. First, being so delicate, you could easily create a web, if you know what I mean. Speaking of damage, I'd also recommend getting a lens protector to cover the accentuated camera bulb, and I say that having previously cracked one of the lenses on my iPhone 13 Pro. Secondly, the stainless steel frame is such a fingerprint magnet, and for those with a graphite colorway like me, the fingerprints get even more pronounced. When it comes to the features, we still get the good old lightning port, but with the recent winds of change blowing around, Apple has confirmed iPhones of the future will come with a USB-C port, and if the rumors are anything to go by, we could see that in the iPhone 15s. The power button remains on the right, and the mute switch and volume rockers on the left, with the mute switch up top pretty much since the first iPhone. When it comes to the speakers, we still get the two that we've grown accustomed to over the years, the phone call speaker on top of the screen and the one at the bottom with circular vents either side of the lightning port. As for the form factor, it feels great and I like how it perfectly fits in my hands. Whenever I do my workouts, unlike most people, I like starting with cardio, and the Stairmaster is my favorite, although sometimes I jump on the treadmill or the rowing machine, just for a bit of variety. Did that for like 20 minutes. I'm quite fried. Let's see how well I do on the bench. By the way, what do you guys think of the iPhone 14 Pro camera? FYI, majority of this video has been shot with my iPhone 14 Pro, which I have to admit is one of the best, but it's also got its caveat, but more on the caveats a little later in the video. Just in case you didn't know the camera specs, I'll quickly fill you in. The iPhone 14 Pro carries on with a 3-camera layout, with the main camera coming in with a much larger 48 megapixel sensor that has 2nd generation focus shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels, all of that sitting behind a 24mm lens that has an aperture of 1.78. The ultra-wide camera has a 12 megapixel sensor that has a 13mm lens with an aperture of 2.2 coupled with 100% focus pixels as well. The telephoto camera on the other hand has 2 variants, the 2x and 3x telephoto, with the 2x telephoto boasting 2nd generation sensor shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels and a 48mm lens that has a 1.78 aperture. The second 3x telephoto on the other hand has a 12 megapixel sensor with optical image stabilization, an optical zoom range of 3x, 2x and 6x, a digital zoom of up to 15 times, all this with the help of a 77mm lens with an aperture of 2.8. Spelling that out, I think we can all agree the spec sheet is quite impressive. Using my bench press routine, I'll give you snippets of the different cameras. Starting with the ultra-wide, I like how it's detailed and you can clearly see everything in frame compared to older iPhones, which would give you grainy footage with lots of noise, especially when shot on the ultra-wide lens. I then bumped up the weight to 100 kilograms on the 3x telephoto and one word sums it up: amazing. But there's a secret I'll let you in on a little later in the video. Adding an extra 40 kilograms, I shot it with a 2x zoom and 160 kilograms with the main camera, without a doubt the best of the 3 cameras. At this point I was really feeling the pump and wanted to show you guys how good it felt through these photos. Despite the poor lighting conditions, again, thanks to the 48 megapixel sensor, the photos are a lot more sharper and the shutter speed is a lot faster, which allows me to freeze motion in non-perfect conditions. To put that into perspective, naturally I got very shaky hands, so when I hold something for long my hands tend to shake, which is in the most ideal condition when taking photos, but it still captures the pictures with great detail. I also like the shallow depth of field without the portrait mode. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. By that point I'd finished my workout and it was time to get on with the rest of the day. So I'm done with the workout, currently heading to Bunnings to get a few things for the home office upgrade. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button because you don't want to miss this one. It's going to be amazing. Good day, how you going?
You need a hand with anything?
On my way now from Bunnings, gotta freshen up, make some brunch. Then after that I'll respond to some emails, finish doing a script for next week's video. Then after that I gotta reel as well, I gotta post up on my socials, so see you on the other side. Speaking of socials, if you haven't followed me yet on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter, I'll leave a link on my socials in the description box below. Let's go back to the house. It's 11:33 right now. I gotta quickly freshen up, prepare something to eat, then continue shooting the rest of the video. Now, the weird bit is this morning when I woke up, it was at 100%, 6:38 a.m. A couple of hours later, we're on 36. You know, that's really weird. I find it really interesting, putting in mind when they released the phone, they said it can take up to 23 hours of video playback. It's literally 5-6 hours and we're almost flat. Anyway, more the battery life a little later. Let me juice it up, quickly jump in the shower, catch you in a bit. Currently 2:30 p.m. time to get into the office. I gotta finish up the script for next week's video, do a reel, then respond to some emails. But before that, let's talk about the dynamic island. While there's been a ton of mixed reactions about the dynamic island, I actually enjoy how intuitive it is. Apple took attention to detail to the next level, and here's why. When on a phone call, the green waveform represents your voice and the amber waveform represents that of the person on the other side of the call. You might think that's it, but it doesn't stop there. The waveform is perfectly in sync with whatever media you play in the background. How cool is that? I've also enjoyed other features the dynamic island offers, like showcasing the countdown timer, which comes in clutch when I'm in the gym, airport accessory connection, battery level information, airdrop progress, which comes in handy when transferring footage from my Mac Mini, showcasing maps when I'm going to a location I'm not familiar with, just to name but a few. The next features are car crash detection and emergency SOS. Luckily, over the past 6 months, I haven't had to use any of these features, but it's good to know they are part of the package. How it works: hardware sensors in tandem with advanced motion algorithms identify signs of a crash, which may include sudden changes in speed, direction, or if on a plane, changes in cabin pressure. In the event of any of the mentioned scenarios, your iPhone will automatically alert the authorities if you don't dismiss the notification on your iPhone. Emergency SOS, on the other hand, will help you alert the authorities when you're in a place with no service. How it works: your iPhone uses satellite connections to alert the authorities. Good thing I'm not so big into hikes or camping, so chances of using this feature are almost zero, but then again, it's just comforting to know it's there. Moving along, the next thing I feel I should talk about after 6 months is the display and all that comes with it. When it comes to the display, we're pretty much getting what was in the previous gen iPhone 13 Pro 6 months ago, minus the dynamic island, a bump in peak brightness to 2000 nits, and the new always on display, which I'll be getting into in just a bit. If you've been using Apple products for a while now, you must likely know Apple are classic late movers on adopting what's happening in the market. Perfect example: switching to USB-C, which is still in the clouds, even though rumors about Apple finally adopting it in the iPhone 15s are very rife. In case you didn't know, the always-on display has been on many phones before, over the years, and Apple finally decided to adopt it in the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. Using it the first few weeks when I initially bought my iPhone 14 Pro, I noticed how my battery life drained so fast, although some of you might have enjoyed having the clock and notifications roll in as though your phone was still on with just lower brightness. In saying that, I must admit the way Apple did it is so intuitive, seeing the screen fade out and the clock and dead pop. That said and done, I do prefer having mine off to preserve battery. Speaking of battery, I'm currently on 68% after juicing it up to almost 90%. With the exemption of today, my screen time is usually pretty low, which makes me wonder why the 3200 mAh battery doesn't last the entire day. On average, I'd say I get anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, which is pretty abysmal, putting in mind Apple really hyped up the battery life. On the flip side, I like how I can charge it up to 50% in just 30 minutes, either plugged in with my lightning cable or mounted on my MagSafe charger. And to make it even better, it's got a regulator that automatically cuts out the charge once it's full. You know, pretty impressive, which is good for the long-term health of the battery. What do you guys think? Let me know how your battery life has been. To some interesting stuff now. I like how it's got some cool features like double tapping to take a screenshot or turning on the torch, using your flashlight to increase your screen brightness, just to name but a few. Enough with the tips and tricks, so I'm going to quickly respond to some emails, then finish up the remaining paragraphs of next week's video. I got some good things lined up, so make sure you subscribe, guys. So I'm done with the emails, done with the script. Now I'm gonna do the reel, give you guys a sneak peek. Let me know what you think. And just like that, the reel is done. So what did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comment section. So right now I'm gonna meet a mate of mine, go with him to the barbershop. After that I'll come back, chill out for a little bit, then prep dinner and call it a day. So after meeting up with my mate, chilling out for a little bit, we went to the barbershop to support another friend of mine who started his business in the garage. I'm finally back at the house and I want to make some dinner, then rest and call it a day. By the way, this is the front camera. It's a little bit noisy in low light conditions, but it's not too bad. Guys, dinner's almost ready. Think of my cooking skills. Let me know in the comment section. So after using the iPhone 14 Pro for about 6 months now, these are my final thoughts. As it stands, the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max are the absolute best Apple has now, but in another 6 months, Apple will be releasing the iPhone 15, which I can't wait to see, putting in mind Samsung's S23 Ultra has already caused some ripples. Now, I know the question in your mind is it worth getting the iPhone 14 Pro? If you'd ask me, I'd say if you've got the iPhone 13 Pro and above, the difference is not that significant. For those with the iPhone 12s or 11s, this would be a good upgrade, but 6 months in, I'd rather you wait till the iPhone 15 comes out, or even better, wait for the 15 to come out, then get the 14 Pro or Pro Max at a discounted price, since Apple always lowers the prices of the previous gen products once the new ones get released. With that said, the iPhone 14 Pro represents the pinnacle of smartphone technology, delivering a seamless blend of innovation, performance and sustainability. Whether it's for professional use or personal enjoyment, the iPhone 14 Pro stands as a testament to Apple's relentless pursuit of excellence, setting a new standard for smartphones in the ever-evolving digital landscape. If you've got to this point of the video, thank you so much, and if you haven't subscribed already, hook that button together with a like and push the notification all the way up. To watch another long-term review of a product in the Apple ecosystem, check out this video. Until then, people of the internet, I'm signing out. See you on the next one.